Hello, squirrel listeners. Just finished with my live, and like yesterday, thought I would go ahead and get the reading done. Truth. Let me go back. Striking a witness, he dropped her hands abruptly as he said that with the energy of despair, and as if afraid of saying too much, he left her for a minute, striking away at full speed as if, in truth, he would go to the ends of earth to escape the enemy within himself. Rose stood still, appalled by this sudden knowledge of how much greater the evil was than she had dreamed. What ought she to do? Go with her cousin, and by so doing tacitly pledge herself as his companion on that longer journey for which he was as yet so poorly equipped? Both heart and conscience protested against this so strongly that she put the thought away. But compassion pleaded for him tenderly, and the spirit of self-sacrifice, which makes women love to give more than they receive, caused her to feel as if, in a measure, this man's fate lay in her hands, to be decided for good or ill through her. How should she be true both to him and to herself? Before this question could be answered, he was back again, looking as if he had left his care behind him, for his moods varied like the wind. Her attitudes, as she stood motionless and alone with downcast face, was so unlike the cheerful creature who came to meet him an hour ago, it filled him with self-reproach. And coming up, he drew one hand through her arms, saying, as she instinctively followed him, "You must not stand still. Forget my heroics and answer my question. Will you go with us, Rose?" "Not now. That's asking too much, Charlie, and I will promise nothing because I cannot do it honestly," she answered, so firmly that he knew that appeal was useless. "Am I to go alone, then, leaving all I care for behind me?" "No, take your mother with you and do your best to reunite your parents. You could not give yourself to a better task." "She won't go without you." "I think she will if you hold fast to your resolution. You won't give that up, I hope." "No, I must go somewhere, for I can't stay here. And it may have..." Lordy, I hate these lines going together already. "I think she will if you hold fast to your resolution. You won't give that up, I hope." "No, I must go somewhere, for I can't stay here, and it may as well be India, since that pleases Father," answered Charlie doggedly. It will more than you can imagine. Tell him all the truth and see how glad he will be to help you, and how sincerely he will respect you for what you've done." "If you respect me, I don't care much about the opinion of anyone else," answered Charlie, clinging with a lover's pertinacity to the hope that was dearest. "I shall if you go manfully away and do the duty you owe your father and yourself. And when I've done it, may I come back to be rewarded, Rose?" he asked, taking possession of the hand on his arm as if it was already his. "I wish I could say what you want me to, but how can I promise when I am not sure of anything? I don't love you as I ought, and perhaps I never shall, so why persist in making me bind myself in this way? Be generous, Charlie, and don't ask it," implored Rose, much afflicted by his persistence. "I thought you did love me. It looked very like it a month ago, unless you have turned coquette, and I can't quite believe that," he answered bitterly. I was beginning to love you, but you made me afraid to go on, murmured Rose, trying to tell the truth kindly. That cursed custom. What can a man do when his hostess asks him to drink white wine with her? And Charlie looked as if he could have cursed himself even more heartily. He can say no. I can't. Oh, that's the trouble. You never learned to say it even to yourself, and now it's so hard you want me to help you. And you won't. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Where'd she say that? Yes, I will, by showing you that I can say it to myself for your sake. And Rose looked up with a face so full of tender sorrow, he could not doubt the words which both reproached and comforted him. My little saint, I don't deserve one half your goodness to me, but I will, and go away without one complaint to do my best for your sake, he cried, touched by her grief and stirred to emulation by the example of courage and integrity she tried. Integrity she tried to set him. How Kitty and Steve bore down upon them, and obeying the impulse to put care behind them, which made it possible for young hearts to ache one minute and dance the next. Rose and Charlie, banished their troubles, joined in the sport that soon turned the lonely little bay into a ballroom, and enjoyed the splendors of a winter's sunset, forgetful of separation and Calcutta. And that's it. Tomorrow we'll be on chapter 15, called Alas for Charlie. I have to read and see what Charlie's into. Okay, have a lovely crafty day, and as always, be sweet, don't be ugly. Sandy, I believe, Cook Crochet is on, and then Petra is on at 4:30. David Browning's probably still on, not sure. Just check around, and I will see you in the YouTube streets if I don't fall asleep. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.